everybody, it's Lydia here, and today I am on an adventure because the weather is really pretty and the little semi-shades in my sun kind of realm, and so I'm actually visiting my old college that I just graduated from, and it's got some really pretty scenes. I'm here with this really pretty little gazebo behind me, and I've got some markers and I've got 2 different sketchbooks. I've also got my pens and a pencil, and I'm just going to take this time to do some sketching, try to do some doodles, do some drawings, and enjoy the sunshine while I can. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Sorry if there's any background noise, you can't really help it when you're near a road, but I hope everyone's having a great day, and I hope that when you're watching this, hopefully it's sunny wherever you are, and if it is, make sure that you take some time to go outside, even if it's just 10 minutes, just to kind of soak in the sun. It's always a good thing, and it just helps do a lot for your body, so be sure to enjoy it. Alright, let's get to doodling. Hi everybody. Alright, so now we're just getting a glance at my setup, and as you saw from my little intro, today was me setting up my sketchbook, kind of starting my sketchbook and getting over that initial anxiety. I didn't really expect to feel this much anxiety when I opened up my sketchbook. I think after a year of working in one sketchbook, I kind of forgot how daunting it can be when you have a fresh new sketchbook with empty white pages staring at you, and you have to find a way to start it. And there's a lot of stress and I think pressure that comes to, oh, the first page needs to be perfect because that's what people are going to see first, and you know, if it doesn't look right, that you're going to have issues later on, or people aren't going to want to continue to look through. And if you watched my last video, I talked about perfectionism, and it was really interesting working on the first kind of page for the sketchbook with all of that thought behind it, and trying to remind myself, no, it's okay if it doesn't turn out perfect. It's a sketchbook, and what's important is about me learning and practicing, because every day I practice, I will gain more and more skills, and that's just going to help me. So after staring at this page for a while, and I mean a while, I in fact worked on about 3 or 4 other pages in a completely different sketchbook, purely because this first page was terrifying me. So after a while of just kind of contemplating how I wanted to start this sketchbook, I kind of fell back to an old process that you'll see on my Instagram I use quite often, and it's taking whatever medium you want to use. In this case, I was using my Arteza markers, and it's just doing random blobs of the color, and once you do that colors, you then kind of want to see what you can make out of those shapes. So you'll see here I kind of start doing, you know, your steps. So what's your second step once you do the blobs? Okay, we'll start doodling what you see. And some of it was fauna, some of it was animals, bread. Some of these I thought were really cute and could be turned into really cute stickers at some point, because I have a huge desire to turn some of my pieces into stickers, and that's something I'm doing a lot of research on at the moment. And there were some doodles in this that didn't turn out exactly how I wish they had, but I just kept reminding myself that's okay, it's for practice, and it was an experiment, and it was just to help me get through that first page of sketchbook anxiety. And actually, it's helped tremendously. In the couple days after I worked on this page, I actually was able to open the sketchbook and no longer feel anxiety about it. I was able to work on a few new pages and practice a few new skills, and I'm back to that normal feeling that I have when I look at most sketchbooks. But there definitely is that initial anxiety. I think a lot of artists struggle with it. In fact, I don't think I've ever met an artist that doesn't struggle with this or hasn't struggled with it at some point in their life. Anyways, if you've ever struggled with this, or if you are about to start a sketchbook, or you have an empty sketchbook and it's just been sitting there because you find it scary and terrifying, maybe try this experiment. Just do something crazy, or you can go reverse. Instead of doing the blobs first, you could take a marker or a pen and just do one continuous line, and it can pass over each other, it can intersect, it can create all these random shapes, and then color in all of the little sections and dividers. In fact, that's something I might do on the left side of this sketchbook at some point, just so that it's not as empty, and it will show kind of the reverse of this concept. But doing these concepts and doing this form of practice where you're not going into it with such a strict mindset, but you're actually going in very fluidly, I think allows the artist to really set aside any anxiety or anything that's blocking that art flow, and it just really allows the creative juices to get going and to kind of go, oh nope, you know what, here's just this green blob, but it looks like a bunny to me, and so I'm going to sketch a bunny where I see it, and it might look completely distorted, it's not accurate in its proportions, but it's characteristic and it's illustrative and it's cute. So if you have a sketchbook with you, maybe take a moment while you're watching this and while this is on in the background and you have a page that you've been fighting with, maybe try this concept real quick, and we'll come back towards the end and kind of evaluate what we're looking at. Okay, so now that we've kind of gotten to this point in the sketching process and in this particular composition, I just wanted to take a moment because at this point I was actually feeling really proud about all of my little designs. I loved the little bag. I liked the little floral design on the front. I really liked how I made just this kind of like bread and pastry out of the yellow. And then I went, oh, what in the world am I gonna do with this orange blob? And I stared at it. I, tilted my head, tried to change up the positions. I wasn't too particular if it was facing a different direction, and I could not think of something until finally this arch towards the right reminded me of a cat's tail, like when the cat is leaning completely down on their front paws and just doing a big stretch. And I was like, oh, perfect, that'll be cute. That works. I did not look at a reference, and this was a great reminder to look at a reference before I draw an animal in a position that I'm not used to drawing. I don't like how it turned out. I'm going to be completely honest. I think the proportions are off. It looks like a weird dog or a capybara. It does not look like a cat. I mean, it kind of does, but not fully. And I just kept going with it, and I had to remind myself numerous times while I was working on this, it's okay, just let it go. It might be a malformed or misformed cat, but you know what, that's okay, it's stylized. And then I was really concerned about the last shape, and I stared at it for a very long time again. And I tried to, when I finally thought of something and thought of doing a manta ray, I finally was like, no, okay, lid, actually think through the shape and what it's supposed to look like. And I think I did a little bit better. But, let that be a reminder to all of you that it's okay if something doesn't turn out right. And, maybe when you are going to draw something that you're not used to drawing, or it's something you're used to drawing, like I'm used to drawing cats, but it's in a shape or a position that you're not used to drawing, maybe look up a reference. That might just help. So that was a lesson learned there. Anyways, I'll let you get back to watching this. We're almost towards the end. Hopefully you've been able to practice a little bit in your sketchbook. Alright, so we're in the last few seconds of this video, and I just wanted to take a moment and thank you all for coming and watching. I hope that this video was enjoyable for you, and I hope that it encouraged you and just gave you that encouragement to try something new. Anyways, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!